Okay, so if we take any web page, for example gumtree.com, so whatever you see in this page, whatever you see in this page, all these things are called as elements. All these things are called as elements. Image is an element, link is an element, this is a drop down box, it's an element, this is a check box, it's an element, this is a button, this is an element, this is a text box, this is an element. So what we do is we'll find those elements, use those elements, and try to accomplish whatever we do manually. We'll try to automate it. For example, if we want to go to the login page and log in, we should enter username and password. So to enter username and password, we should find these elements, we should know these elements. So how do we know these elements? These elements are identified by something called as IDs. So how do we get those IDs? If you see into the HTML code, if you say view page source, you'll see the HTML code. Okay, in this code you'll find those IDs and all. To make things easier, we'll install a couple of tools. The first tool is Firebug. So I'll just give you the link, you can just install. Firebug only works on Firefox for now. You have to open this link in your Firefox itself. That's the link. Click on that link and install Firebug. Sorry, any issues, let me know. After you install Firebug, you need to install another plugin called as Firepath. These are just add-ons for Firefox. So Firepath. This is for the Firepath. Install them and let me know quickly. Or else you can install after the class. Let me proceed with the class. Okay, so once we install Firebug, we see a small icon towards right corner of your screen. If you click it, you'll get this window. So you can take this cursor, and if you place on any element in the page, you will see the, keep it on HTML, and you can place on any element on the page, for example this. So here you can see the ID of that particular box. If you want to see the ID of this button, click it, take it to that, you'll see the ID of that button. Okay, so in the same way you can get IDs of any things. Not only ID, you can also get the name of it if you have in it, name. So basically we can find the element in several ways. So few of the most popular ways are through, you can use the elements using ID, name, XPath, CSS. For now these are enough. When we go for WebDriver, we'll see more things. So how do we find IDs of these elements? Just click this mouse button and select whatever element you want, and if you see in the code, you'll find the ID of it. If you are not finding ID, search it with name. If you are not finding name, then we go with XPath. So what is XPath? XPath is something like address. your home address. So how to get XPath? Select fire path in it, select whatever element you want. This is the XPath. XPath always starts with a dot and 2 forward slashes, but when you copy the XPath, don't copy the dot. We don't need the dot. Start with 2 forward slashes. Well, how do we use this? Let us see. Okay, let us write some test. Let us write a test to log in this page. Okay, so let's go back to our code. Eclipse. Right, we already wrote some test over here, so we'll write one more test. So now, where was I writing test? I'll create another package. I'll say new package and call it Gumtree test. Okay, in this I'll create a new class and call it login test. Okay, so what's the first thing we need? Setup method, isn't it? The setup. We need to create the Selenium object. So how do we create the Selenium object? Like we did the other day. We just say Selenium. Oops. We just say Selenium. Selenium is equal to new default Selenium. Okay, I am using a shortcut called Control plus Shift plus O, which will organize the imports. That means you don't need to click on the balloon each time and import this. If you press Control Shift O once, it will automatically get whatever it wants. Okay, for example, if these are not there, you should click on it and select import Selenium and all. But what I did is I pressed Control Shift O, which automatically brings the imports automatically. So I'm guessing you all know what this is. We are creating an object called Selenium so that we can use that. So what is this localhost? Localhost means your current machine. 4444 is the port through which you connect the Selenium server. We will start Selenium server in a bit, then we'll see what is this. Star Firefox is your browser, what browser you want to start. You can use different browsers, but we'll see that in WebDriver. Well, I'll try to show it in this as well. Okay, and this is the URL. So what is our URL here? www.gumtree.com. So it takes 4 parameters: what machine, what port, what browser, and what URL. Well, good. So once we have the URL, we need to open the page. What page we want to go into? We want to go into the login page. Login page directly. So for example, if you see the URL, it says gumtree.com/login, isn't it? So from this /login, if you give, that will be enough. So what I am doing is selenium.open is the command to open a website. Okay, and I am saying /login so that it will open login page. Okay, afterwards I want to maximize the window. You know what maximize is? So this is maximize. I want to maximize the window. Okay, and I want to focus the window. That means I want to bring that window forward so that I can see. So I'm writing selenium dot window focus, window maximize, and selenium dot window focus. Cool. So let us see until here whether it's working or not. But before doing that, what do we need to do? We need to go and start our Selenium RC server. So how to do that? Type cmd start in administrative mode, right click, run as administrator, and navigate to the folder where you stored your Selenium files. I stored in C:/Selenium, so I went there and give the command java -jar selenium server.jar, and that's it. It started. If you see this somewhere, you will see that it is connected on port 4444 here, 4444. So to connect to this, in our setup command, in our Selenium command, we gave 4444 as port. That's it. Okay, now we'll run this and see. Right click, run as Java application, and see what happens. So something didn't work. What's wrong? Run as Java application. Session ID should not be null. Which session ID is null over here? Alright, we forgot to start the Selenium server. So even in program you need to give this command. Earlier you didn't need this, but now, yeah. Right, run as Java application. Now you'll see browsers popping up. One for the Selenium log and other for the actual application under test. So it's already starting over here. This is the one. It maximized. That's it. It went to the login page. Now what we want to do, we want to enter username into it, password into it, and click on this continue button. Okay, so how to do that? We have a command called selenium.type. So selenium.type, and it takes two arguments. The first one is identification of that element, and second one is the value. So we'll use ID. How to find IDs? We'll go to that website called gumtree.com, and we'll take this, we'll select HTML, we'll take this and click on that element. You'll see the HTML code. It says input ID is equal to login underscore username. That is the reason I asked you to learn about HTML. So here you can read ID is equal to login underscore username. So input means it's an input box, that is a text box. So I need this ID, login underscore username. I'll copy that and I will paste it over here. What value I want to give? I want to give the, I'm already registered in it, so I have a username. Okay. What next? The same thing. I want to repeat it for password. I want to type password in it. I'll click it on the password box so that I'll get input ID is equal to login underscore password. These IDs are set by developers while they write this, while they develop this. So again the same thing, selenium dot type login underscore password, and the password which you want to give. I already have a password, so I'll type that password. After that, what we need to do, we need to click on it. We need to click on this button, so we need ID of that button. Select that. We got the ID of that button saying that login underscore submit underscore login or something. Copy that. So we have a command called click to command. Selenium, sorry, click dot click, and give the value of the, sorry, give the ID of the element which you want to click. That's it. Finish. Run it. Run as Java application. Sit back, relax, and see. Started, entered username, password, finish. So it's a bit quick. I want to make it slow, like the slider in IDE. So for that I have a Selenium command called Selenium dot set speed, and you can give the speed of it. I'll make it 2000. So now if you run, it will run a bit slowly. Run as Java application. So it started. It will maximize. It is a bit slow because we made it slow. It will slowly enter the username, slowly enter the password, and then click continue. You can adjust those values, like 2000. If you make 3000, it will be a bit faster. If you make 4000, it will be much more faster and all. That's it. That is how we use Selenium RC. Any doubts until here? So I will just check whether we can run this in Chrome or not, because we sometimes need Chrome driver, but RC should pick it up. So I just made it, I should make it Google Chrome, not Chrome actually. I should make it, and I will run as Java application. It doesn't run because we are using the latest WebDriver server and RC clients, so it needs Chrome driver.exe. So we'll stick to star Chrome or Firefox, which is Firefox, star Firefox. Okay, any doubts until here? Please let me know. Cool. So what are the different, Anita, are you able to follow?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, right. So what are the different elements we have in web pages? We have text boxes, which are also called as input boxes. What are text boxes? Let me show elements. So these are text boxes. We have buttons. What are buttons? Oops. These are the buttons. We have check boxes. We have radio buttons. We have list boxes. List boxes are also called as select boxes. And we have links. We have images. We have several types of elements like this. For example, these are links. These are just the links. Okay, this is a text box. And if you go to some other sites, probably we'll see some more things. and this is an image. These are radio buttons, and this is a list box. These are check boxes. These are images. These are all links. So all these elements can be accessed using IDs, names, XPaths, both in RC and WebDriver. The concept is same. The language is a bit different. That's all. Now let us do like let us do a search test. You can you do go to okay, do this one. Go to gumtree.com and search for something like Harley Davidson or something. Search for any keyword. Yeah, that's the test. Can you do that? And print the title of that page. I will time box it for 5 minutes. Please try to do it. So what I want is go to gumtree.com and enter some text in it and click on search and print the title of that page. Please do it. Try it at least. We'll see how far you can reach. Don't forget to start your servers. For reference, if you want, I will leave the code open. So we'll see 5 minutes how far you can reach. If you're done within 5 minutes, let me know. Start. Pardon me, Anita, you have just downloaded the Selenium. Well, try to do it. I didn't understand what the question is.
No, just I received the links.
Yeah. Download them and try to do it. If you have any doubts, keep asking me. I'll clarify so that it goes smooth.
Okay.
Do you remember like how to write the program, how to store, how to configure the Eclipse and all?
Yeah. That's
Yeah. So try and do.
And on the command prompt, I'm not very clear. So
Yeah, and the command prompt, what you need to do is first save your Selenium file somewhere. For example, I saved my Selenium files in my C drive. So where is my C drive? Go to my computer, C drive. I made a folder called Selenium and I just dragged copied the server file, one jar file which I sent you, and the client drivers which I sent you. So totally there are 5 files, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I copied them into a folder. So when you copy them into a folder, you need to start that server. How to start that server? I'll show you. You need to type cmd command prompt and you will see this prompt. You are somewhere else. You are in C:users Kiran. That means you are in C drive users Kiran. You are here. So if you click here, you can see this. Both are same. You are here. And if you type dir over here, you'll see all the directory listing. So we don't want to be here. We want to go back. Where do we want to go? We want to go 2 steps back. Why 2 steps back? I want to go to users and C drive because in C drive I have my Selenium folder. Okay, to go there, what I need to do is I can either type cd dot dot twice, or I can say cd slash, so that it will go directly to the C colon. So that means it is now, where is it? It is now in C drive over here. In this C drive, I want to go into Selenium folder. Okay, how to go into Selenium folder? cd Selenium, type SCL and press tab, so that you'll get that folder name automatically. So once you are in Selenium folder, you need to start the server. To start the server, you need to type this command: java space -jar and the name of the server file. So you can't remember the whole name, so type SCL and keep pressing tab until you see that Selenium server thing, Selenium server standalone the jar. Now hit enter. I'm not hitting enter because my server is already started. Okay, if you hit enter, it will start. So if you have any doubts, try this. If you have any doubts, let me know.
Okay, try.
Yeah. Oh, I think you don't have Firebug and all, so it takes time for you. Okay, I'll leave it as a homework or something. So let us continue. So if you're doing something, please stop there. Let us continue. Now we'll see how to deal with list boxes. So what are list boxes? Do we have a list box somewhere here? See, this is a list box. We'll try to print out all the contents of this list box. How do we do that? Let's go to Eclipse. Let's create a new class. I'll call it as list box. Sorry, I didn't realize that you didn't have the setup at all. Okay, so what's the first step we need to do? So because we already have, we'll just copy it. To save time, we'll just create Selenium object and we'll just start it. Now we need to open, isn't it? So again, the three common things: selenium.open and a / so that it will open the home page. Then selenium.window maximize, window focus, and selenium.window maximize. Cool. So now what do we want to do actually? So we want to print the contents of a list box or select box. So which one is it? This one. So we need to identify this one. So how do we identify? Click on it. And how do you get all these things? So if you go to HTML tab over here, and when you select that particular thing, it starts with select id is equal to something, because it's a select box. The tag starts with select. So when you click on the plus symbol here, you'll see different options over here. Option. What are all these options? All the content inside it is stored with option tag. Okay. To get all these options in Selenium, we have a command called as selenium.getSelectOptions. So using your Java knowledge, where can we store all these things? Where do we have place to store so many things? If one thing like cars, vans, motorbikes, you can store in a variable. If there are more than one thing to value to store, what do you use? Yeah, obviously arrays. So we'll create an array and we'll get all these values and store it. So how do we create an array? String array is equal to, usually what do you say, new array and size, but here you don't need to say new array and size. You just supply the values to it. How do I supply? Selenium dot get select options. We'll get all the options inside that list box. But what do we need to give? We need to give either id, name, or value of id, name, or XPath of it. So I'm selecting this bit and I get this id, search bar, search, and also I got a name. So I'll take the name. Name is equal to category. This time we'll change a bit. We'll take name instead of id and all. So I'll bring that name. Oops. Name is equal to category, and what you need to do is you just remove that quotes and keep it here. That's it. So now all the options will be stored in this array. So how do you print arrays? If I want to print something, what do I do? I'll just say system.out.println array of 0, or system.out.println array of 1. So I'll right click now, run as Java application. So it started over here, and it also started printing. So we'll close this. It printed all categories, cars, vans, motorbikes. If you go to the web page and see, so it printed all categories, cars, vans, motorbikes. But we need all of them. So how do we print all of them in arrays? How do you print all of them? What is the easiest way? Any answers? I want to print all of them. What did you do while you are using arrays? You used a loop, for loop. Yeah, that's it. So for I is equal to 0, I less than array dot length. So we don't know how many values will go into the array. So we are just saying array dot length. I plus plus. I plus plus is nothing but I is equal to I plus 1. Okay. Now I'll just say system.out.println array of I, and right click, run as Java application. Now it starts, does it work, and print. if you see, everything is printed now. That's it. So in the same way, you can access each of these elements as well. First you try printing them, then with WebDriver you can see, like now you know what values are in. Like if you want to select, you can just say selenium dot select, and you should give the two values. You should give which select box. This is the select box. What value? So what values we have? I want to select jobs. That's it. Okay, and now what I will do is I'll select jobs from this list and type something like testing or something into it and click on this button. How do we do that? For that we need two more things. So next I'll say selenium dot type. So we should give where to type and what to type. So I want to type it here. To show you the difference, I'll take XPath now. This is the XPath. Okay, I think you can just give the XPath and the value to type. Let's say Java or something, and I want to click on some button, so I'll say selenium dot click and go to that, select that button. It will have a, we'll take XPath as well for this. Cool. Now we are making it to search in a particular category called as jobs. I'm running as, and I'll print the title of it. How to print the title of it? So I'll say, I'll get the title, string title is equal to system.out.println, sorry, selenium dot get title, and I'll print the title. Okay, right click, run as Java application. So it opened Gumtree, selected jobs, if you see. But I don't know, something is wrong. It didn't type into the box. Maybe we selected the wrong thing there. So what did we select for the box? Okay, error element is not found. So I think we have to write this XPath is equal to over here. XPath is equal to, because we are using RC, run as Java application. Just started, so it selected thing. Still did not write anything. So we need to check this because Gumtree is updating. There is a box. Go to HTML. So there are two boxes. So search bar, search term detailed is the one. There's a box inside box, so we'll take this one and we'll go with the ID this time, not the XPath. Now run it and see, sorry, run as Java application. Element search bar details not found. So the element, they made it hidden, I guess. Run as Java application. Not this one. It entered jobs. Okay. Well, they made it hidden, so we can't test it using this RC. We should use WebDriver for that. Well, I'm seeing any other option to get it. Search underscore detailed. Okay, there is another parameter called name, so we'll use name. Name is equal to Q, so that is simpler. I'll just say name is equal to Q and run this. Let me close all the windows first. Right click, run as Java application. Gumtree.com. RC is not that stable. That's why we have WebDriver, which is very stable. It's obsolete, like no one is using now. See, sometimes it runs very quickly, sometimes. So it just timed out of no reason. Out of no reason it timed out. Such things happen in RC. So what you need to do is just close it and run it again. Okay, it found the second one. So if you see I'm sorry, if you see this, it found this one and it had entered the name, but it is unable to click on this because of the XPath stuff. So let us see if we have something else for this one. Excuse me, sorry. So close this session, open a new browser session and say gumtree.com. and go for Firebug. Select this thing and see whether it has something. It only has class, but we can't find with class name in RC, so we should definitely go with XPath. But I see that the term XPath, like it's not taking XPath in a proper way. I don't know why, because maybe it's changed in the new server which we downloaded. Well, I'll make this X as capital and C. So it entered Java and jobs, and nothing happened. So I think it failed again. Cool. It's no more accepting this XPath thing. So let us remove this whole stuff, run and see. So we are unable to access XPath in this new server, but I'll show you in WebDriver. So for now you think you can access things through WebDriver as well. So you may ask, like, how do we do in real time if we get this situation? So you won't do anything because RC has become obsolete. You can't do, if you can't do, you cannot do. It's not accepting. You can do, but you need the old server and old client drivers. We only have old client drivers and new server, so we are unable to do. So just leave it. Now how do we click it? No more options. We'll give the class name and see. Probably because of the new server, it may pick up the class name. So what is the class name? Button primary button something. So this is the class name. I'll just copy that. Instead of this, we'll just go with the class name and see. Right click, run as Java application. Well, it doesn't find it as well. So we achieved it until a while. You can try it in any other website like Yahoo, Rediff, or Google, or some website, and see the same stuff. Okay, so here now we are unable to, using RC, we are unable to click that thing. That's it. Any doubts until now? That's it then. That's the end of the class. Let me send you what we did today.